And then you've got at CNN, this guy, Brian Stelter, who's their media reporter, who's an ally of Jake Tapper to protect Tapper's image, to enhance Tapper's image. He's got a media newsletter. He's supposed to cover the media. Guy doesn't write about the biggest failure in the history of American media. Instead, he writes about how great Tapper's book is. And today, in his newsletter, guy's a fan of irony. He writes about how it was so important for Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson to have the truth in their book, the full truth, that they hired the head of the New Yorker's fact-checking department to fact-check their book. Okay? Again, the job of a media reporter, I would think, is not to protect and promote his colleague. And this is no innocent here, Brian Stelter. In addition to promoting and protecting Jake Tapper, Brian Stelter has been over the course of the entire Biden presidency, one of the biggest critics of those on the right and those few people like me in the independent media who tried to hold Joe Biden accountable. He's accused us of being propagandist, of celebrating cheap fakes and deep fakes. I don't understand someone whose job it is to hold the media accountable, to not hold not just his own network, but every news organization in the country who now it's clear participated in a cover-up, some because of threats, some because of a desire to help Joe Biden win. Massive cover-up. And instead of pointing out the flaws in the book, he cites the favorable reviews the book has gotten from news organizations like the Washington Post and the New York Times, who participated in the cover-up and whose failure was manifest. He cites the favorable reviews, and then the Twitter account for the book tweets out Brian Stelter's citations. It's nothing short of journalistic corruption, and it's missing the moment. The moment now for the Democratic Party is to acknowledge that, of course, we all saw with our own eyes, not in private meetings on C-SPAN, the public manifestations of Joe Biden's decline. We all watched as the media, not the conservative media, but what I call the dominant media, simply pretend it wasn't happening, attack those who pointed it out. And now everybody in the media say, well, we don't need to acknowledge our own failure. We'll just say Joe Biden shouldn't have run, and people like Chuck Schumer should have called him out. It's a big failure, and it's missing the moment. Okay? It's missing the moment. We'll keep watching it. Book comes out next week.